We are live, the Daf Yomi Shir. We're just getting set up. We're running a few minutes late. Sorry about today. In the interim, we're going to speak to one of our main Daf Yomi participants, Rabbi Nachman Seltzer.
Good morning to all of you. It's great to see you all.
You lost the emails.
I want to ask you all, and this is all of you out there watching this who are in touch with us on a regular basis or some on a regular basis. Mendy Orbach, our good friend here, sits over here, has a great idea. He wants to know if, when we finish Berachos, if we should all go to Mezrich for Shabbos for the Berachos scene. If you think that's a good idea and you want to join us, wherever you are, be it Vilna, Spain, Greece, or America, let us know. Let Avi Kamiansky know, and then we can maybe plan this huge Shabbos or Mezrich for the Siyam Bracha. So let us know. It's something we all want to know. It's Mendy's idea, like I said, and they can plan a real shared trip somewhere. Thank you. Who is that?
And live, עכשיו.
Mendy Orbach, speak, say something.
Okay, whoever wants to do this idea of doing the kibush of Daf. Shabbos, to get together. The she's gone too big to make it into someone's house. She has gone way too big to make it into someone's house. We need to do something more out. That's the idea. That's looking at maybe the safari. Safari is just too expensive.
765.
Cheaper.
4858. 4858.
Oh, we have a sponsor, today's sponsor, David Address, sponsoring today's shir, all the way from Staten Island. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, put that on.
What was it?
That's very good.
What is it? Where's Eli? Coming?
On his way, he's on his way.
Yoshua, you're live.
We are live. Daf Yomi live.
No emails this morning.
No, we have to just get the shir going. Kitchen. We still need to finish the kitchen. Sorry, you came all the way in. It's one of our bad days. Running late.
No, we're good.
Awesome. Welcome.
This is the first time
We're live.
I don't know if you're on the project, but if you guys need any help in terms of like technology, like apps and that, let me know.
Talk to this guy right here. He's our tech guy, Yosef Biliak. This guy's the guy. Yosef, talk to David.
I have to go first. Dude. Coming through. I have to go first. That way.
Mordechai, you want to say hi?
I will do that. You're gonna drop your phone.
Yossi, we are live. You want to say anything in the live stream?
I'm already on my fifth coffee. It's okay.
those ladies and cattle ones to answer slip in. We're going to have a couple more of them. We're going to catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow's up. We'll catch the 8-minute.
People showing up to the dot. Eli! Eli, you're live! Tell the Ilam. Here comes Eli. Here he goes. No.
Ellie, we have a gift from today's sponsor as well.
Remember when you kept asking for a credit card for the place? So
Beautiful.
You made a lot of
Boys said we're very late. We have a very, very long time.
No emails today.
No emails.
10 minutes.
No time for emails.
No question.
Sometimes, when you do the daf and for learning, you have to sacrifice. I just made a very big sacrifice to get here. My daughter just gave birth to a baby boy.
She actually gave birth yesterday.
She gave birth about an hour ago. Where? And I had the schus to hold my grandson. I just became a Zaidi. The shear is going to be different from today on. It's going to be with less enthusiasm. It's going to be a Zaidi shear. What am I going to say? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaroi. All right. Seriously. I drove there, picked up the baby, did not say Mazel Tov to my daughter, and ran.
Where?
In Shaarei Tzedek. 30 minutes ago, I was in the hospital.
Where's the baby?
I don't know. I don't know how much he weighs. I don't know how anybody's doing.
You have a picture?
There was a picture, but I didn't get anything. All right. And I was up the whole night. So I think we're holding Daf Chav Gimel today. I can't just get away with that one. All right. So today's Daf Chav Hey, and we gotta move. We have unbelievable guests today. We have David. How do you pronounce your name? Address. All right. Adros. And we have Joey. Where is he?
Right here in the back.
Right here in the back. The third day in a row from Flatbush. Joey Levy. And who? And where's our other? LA, Mr. LA. What's your name? Shlomo Mirage. So we have 3 guests at least.
My neighbor.
Your neighbor, wow. All right, no more time for talking. Yishkoyach, Shalom Aleichem, hi. We have Ida Levi, also a guest, but he's not really a guest. We have more guests than people here, I think. All right.
These are floating around also.
Who?
These are floating around. I can ask questions. I'll give you the shirt.
Only 2 questions. There's one extra question for, but beautiful. Is this mine?
You've been live
Wow.
for 15 minutes.
You're gonna have that guy that says, okay, cut to minute 9. You know, start. Okay, beautiful. Zokti Gemara, where are we holding? Tanya Kavosei, we're holding 8 lines from the bottom. I have to mention this though, real quickly. Yesterday I mentioned that there's dedications available in the building
And while I was saying it, a guy I'm not going to say where because he wants to remain anonymous, picked up the dedication for the name of the building for $75,000 as I was talking. All right.
Officials just sponsored children for the
Nice. Shalom Zachar, Nachal Noam Tu, V'chulu. All right. Tanya Kavasei the Rav Huna, Tanya Kavasei the Rav Chizda. We're talking about if a person is, I have no idea what we're talking about. If a person is saying Kriya Shema and he walks through Mevois HaMetunafos, I'm a Zaydi Rabbaisa, it's crazy. All right, so does he have to, I have to pick this up. Seriously, hold on. This is not a joke. Where's my thing? I know, I have to pick it up.
Just pick it up.
Pick it up.
Okay, hold on. Where's my thing?
I think you lost.
It's my wife. Yeah. All right, we'll call her back.
No, she's on top. She's still on it.
No, she's not. This is interesting share. All right. Yeah, we'll go weiter. Tanya Kavasei Rav Huna, Tanya Kavasei Rav Chizda. Tanya Kavasei Rav Huna, Hamahal b'mavois hametunavos miniach yodav al piv v'yikra Kriya Shema. It says mefurish that if you are walking through the mavois hametunavos, so there's soy everywhere, and you're in the middle of saying Kriya Shema, you should put your hand on your mouth. Okay. Everything's Baruch Hashem good. Fine. They almost took her to the OR, but not. Fine. I probably shouldn't have left. I probably shouldn't. I think a normal person wouldn't have left at that point. But you have to. Yesterday there's like 85 people here, and I said I cannot leave everybody hanging, so I came. Fine. Tanya Kavas, you have to make rabbis and make sacrifices for Torah, for Daf Yomi. Tanya Kavas say the Rav Chizda. So, what? We learned at least one thing. So Rav Chizda says, you don't put your hand on your mouth, you don't say Kriya Shema at all. So the shaila is, could you say Kriya Shema and put your hand on your mouth, or can't say it at all? If you do read it, poisek, you have to stop. Loi posek mai. What if he's over and he keeps on reading it? Amr Miyashav Berei Rav Yeshua ben Levi. All the cause of Omer. V'gam anino sati lohem chukim loy toivim u'mishpatim lo yichyu bahem. In other words, I gave you chukim, and you're going to take that choy, you're going to take that Kriya Shema, and do something not right with it. In other words, saying the Kriya Shema in the wrong place, you're negating the good that Kriya Shema has. Rabasi Omar hoy moishchei havain bechavli hashav. Pulling these averis with ropes of shav. So Shirashi learned shav are weak ropes. Ravada barada Omar mocha kidvar Hashem baza. You take a devar Hashem, dibur, Kriya Shema, and you mevaz it. Then posek maschorei, and if you stop, what's the schar? Omer bavo olav akasav omer ubadover hazeh tarichu yomim. So ubadover again, this dibur of Kriya Shema, you'll have arichas yomim. A person, let's say a person is going swimming, right? His top is exposed, but he's wearing clothing from his waist down. Mutar likros Kriya Shema. There's a big nafkamina between Kriya Shema and Shemona Esrei. Kriya Shema, you're not talking directly to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're mekabel on yourself, O Malchus Shamayim. So in Mela, you're allowed to say Kriya Shema. Tayina mehachi. Mutar likros Kriya Shema. You're allowed to say Kriya Shema. Now we're holding today's daf finally. When you're talking to the king, you have to come presentable. You have to wear something, you have to wear a covering. If a person is going into the bathroom, in other words, his tefillin shorosh are exposed and he forgot. In those days he would wear tefillin all day long. It's very, very shchiach. You just walk into the bathroom, you forget what you're doing. So he has to put his hand on top of his tefillin. Now it's a very interesting thing. What? Completely finish what your business. It just means the first discharge. Why does he have to have a first discharge? Get up and leave. Take off your tefillin. The Tire of Shimon Gamliel Omer Amud HaChoizer Mevi Sodom Lidei Drug going. If you withhold the first discharge, it could bring to a disease called hydroikoin, some sort of, no, that's not jaundice. That's something else. That's like a stomach ailment. Siloin achoizer mevis adam lidei yerokoin, Yavaldik and jaundice. This is jaundice. So if this is talking about ktanim holding back the first discharge, the ktanim could bring to jaundice. Itmar, soya al besaroi. A person has a piece of waste on his hand. Now, obviously, the waste is covered, because if it's not covered, we have. Yeah, I do want to say Nachamal. David addressed. I was in such a rush. We read one of his emails, and he promised he's coming, and he came with coffee. He came with presents. I think he gave a donation. He's sponsoring today's share. So beautiful. Yishkoyach, Nachamal, Rav David. Itmar, Tsoya al Besoria Yodim Melachas Beisakise. Or either maybe he's holding on to the bathroom. He sticks his hand through a gate or something and he touches the actual Tsoya. Rav Huna Amar Mutar Likros Kriya Shema. Amazing. Even though that on your body somewhere it's concealed, there is Tsoya, you're allowed to say Kriya Shema. And we'll see in a second why. Rav Chizda Amar also Likros Kriya Shema. Amar Rav, my time with Rav Huna. What the neshama, the wind, the ruach, what's that? That's anything that comes out of the mouth and the nose. So those two body parts have to be clean. The rest of your body, your hand, could be touching tzoya as long as it's not exposed. Rav Chizda Amar also likris kriyishma my time with Rav Chizda dechsiv kol atzmoisay tomarna Hashem bichamoicha. That all your limbs, all your bones. That's why a lot of people shuckle. That's the Mishnah Berurah, I believe. By the way, another thing I forgot to say. Yesterday, immediately after shir, I received emails, but I don't need the emails. I got a beautiful email I was going to read that I made a mistake about holding the ritzuas like this. Whoever holds it like that is right, according to the Mishnah Berurah. I was just quoting my Rebbe from when I was in Yeshiva Tana, and I contacted him to see where he got it from. So he said, he recorded and play it back. Menachem Mata showed me already immediately after the shir the Mishnah Berurah. Somebody actually said, my Rebbe suggested.
Levi Yaakov Rigler from Yerushalayim, famous musician, wrote into you.
Oh, that's who he is.
Yaakov, yeah.
Oh, he's a famous musician. He says he watches it, but before shir he goes to another shir. The Rebbe says, look in Mishnah Berurah Siman Mem Sifkat Al. Okay, it says Mefurish that because it's Derech Hanocha, you're allowed to put it on. So right now, I'm stand corrected. Because it's called Smaisi Tomarno. Again, I'm not quoting because I saw this in Mishnah Berurah. I saw this many years ago that the reason why we shackle is called at Smaisi Tomarno. Now, if the Mishnah Berurah doesn't say it, you can send me email. It's fine. I'll repeat it tomorrow. Itmar reach rash yesh lo ikar. Now, there's two types of reach. There's a reach ra that comes from the actual tzoya, and there's a reach ra from wind. So, if it has a source, ikar, Ravuna Omar marchik arba amos, you have to distance yourself 4 amos, 8 feet. V'koirei kriya shma. So basically, you turn your back to it, like we saw. You don't see it, and you say kriya shma. Now we have here a chart because not that it's necessary, but why not? This is in the 8 minutes. This is the source, and the smell goes to the gray. So one mandomer says you go from the source, from the red to the red. That's 4 amas. And the other mandomer says you go from the end of the smell, from the blue to the blue, 4 amas. Very simple. From the source of the, not from the source, but from the actual reach, you go 4 amas. It says before like Rav Chizda, now Rashi points out very important. The tzoya of a human being is different than that of a tzoya of animals. Even if it doesn't have any odor at all, it's usher to say Kriya Shema in front of it. When it comes to animals, it must have a terrible smell. And therefore, the only animals that really have really bad smell, v'loi keneged tzoyas klovim, v'loi keneged tzoyas chazirim, v'loi keneged tzoyas tarnegoylim, and I stand corrected on this halach as well. I said in the beginning that we have a dog at home, and a lot of times the tzoya is right in front of my face, and then I said, but it's more than 4 amas away. I didn't get to the sugi yet. This is Kimaloyenov. You cannot see it. So I have an issue. If it's there and I could see it, it's a problem. And if I don't see it, and it kind of happened to me in the middle of the night, then you're considered a sinner. because you have to check. You have to know that it's typically there. So over here it says sois klavim, and it depends what kind of sois klavim. We'll see. V'loi keneged soyas chazirim. Chazirim also smell real bad. V'loi keneged soyas tarnagoyim. Says Tosfos, I don't understand why soyas tarnagoyim is so bad. He says it probably means a whole chicken coop. Now, the Mr. Brewer, I believe, and again, don't quote me on this, I think he replaces tarnagoyim with turkeys, that they have larger tsoya. But I don't know. Check it out. Somebody says tarnagoyim somewhere. Hoidu, like a turkey. V'loi keneged soyas ashpo sherecha ra. The concept is that anything that decomposes and creates a bad odor, that's considered reach ra. But if, let's say, you open up a bottle of ammonia and it smells really bad, that's not a reach ra. Even though it's a reach ra, it has to come from spoilage, from rikavon, from that sort of thing. So, ashpa, just a pile, a heap of garbage, is always considered really bad, and the top of the category of reach ra. Like in Hilchos Shabbos, anytime you have a domain that's 10 tefachim high or lower than where you're standing, that's considered a different domain, and therefore you can say Kriya Shema next to it. So here you have the concept of Miloy Einov. You can't be able to see it with your eyes. And all this applies to Shmoneh Esrei. Reach ra sheyesh lo ikar. Again, we're talking about a reach ra that has a source. Right. If you have to, I said before, you have to turn your back to it. And we said then that if you can't turn your back, then it could be on your side. But l'chatchila, it should be your back. What?
The question is, can you turn your chair at home?
Yeah, but that would be a little strange. That would be strange, especially if my wife caught me turning my chair. Omar Rava, lei silchasei kiyom asnisa, elo kiyod esanya. The halach is not like what we just learned of tzoyas adam, chazer, kelev, etc. Le'igra adam kriya shema lo keneged tzoyas adam, v'lo keneged tzoyas chazirim, v'lo keneged tzoyas klavim, bizman shenosan oiros l'toichan. Says Rava, brings a brisa, that when it comes, and it's important to notice, right in your Gemara, right over here, although the Gemara says three things, adam, chazer, kelev, he's only talking about the two last ones, the chazer and the kelev, that if you put hides, you use the tsoya to tan. In those days they would use I guess it had some sort of chemical they were trying to use. Some enzyme, says Rabbi Schoenberg. If you put this enzyme, you use it. For enzyme, guess what happens to that tsoya? It multiplies the reach ra, and memela, that's the problem. But when it comes to tsoya sadim, like we said before, human waste, you don't need to use the tanning situation, says Rashi. It's only for those animals. Humans automatically, their tsoya is terrible. Omar Rava. Yeah, so we said that. Bo menemer Rav Sheshis. Reach ra she'ein lo ikar ma'u. Now what about just gas? It has no source. Omar luhu osu chazu hani tzipeh de beirav. Look at these talmidim that they sleep on these mats on the floor. The hani gonu v'hani gorsi. It's unbelievable if you think about it. You have a base medrash, and all over the place you have guys sleeping and guys learning all together. They just conk out on the mat and continue, and they sleep. As soon as they get up, they continue learning. There's no dorms, there's no going home, nothing. Now what happens when a person sleeps? He has no control in his body. There's going to be a reach ra, and there's going to be a reich ra. What about the guys learning Torah right next to them? So you see, reach she'ein lo ikar. If it has no source, it doesn't disturb learning. V'hanemili b'divrei Torah, and that's la'alacha l'maisa. That's if somebody else causes a reich ra, you're allowed to continue learning. Ava b'kriya shema loi, even another person cannot say kriya shema. V'divrei Torah nami la'amaron elo dechavrei. Again, your own reach ra, you have to stop learning Torah until it dissipates. Idmar, tsoya iveres. What if somebody's walking by with a pile of tsoya? Why is that? Why did you say that? I don't remember that. Why? He's saying that Shemona Esrei is more chomer than Kriya Shema. No, I said also Shemona Esrei. Where do you see that halacha? You're talking about Yerushalayim. You're talking about Yerushalayim versus in front of the Melech. So you're saying it's not proper in front of the Melech. That you make that kind of cheshbon. In front of the Melech, you don't make a reach ra. I guess you're right, but I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I would say in Shemona Esrei, but I don't know why you're saying it's a kavach chomer. Fine. Itmar. What's that? By Shemona Esrei? It's worse than Shema, you're saying? Okay, but right here it says, La halacha, we're saying that for Shema, right? Shema, you're not allowed. Right, that we said. Shema, you're not allowed to anybody. Fine. Yeah, same thing. Idmar, tzoyo iveres. A passing tzoyo. Abayom muta likrois. Kriya Shema. It doesn't matter because it's not stationary. And when it comes to tzoyo, it has to be stationary, says Abai. Rav Omar, also likrois. Rav Omar, also likrois Kriya Shema. You're not allowed to Omar Abayo. Mino aminalo. How do I know my svara? This nan. So again, you have a moving object, a moving tzoya. According to Abaya, it doesn't make a difference. Even though you smell it, it's moving, so it doesn't have its own domain. According to Rava, it's a problem to say Kriya Shema. How does Abaya know this? Says, Omar Abaya, Mino aminilo, this nan. Hatomei oimet tachas ilon v'ator oiver. Here we go. You have a tree. This tree creates an oil. If this guy who is a Mitzayra, only Mitzayra, is standing under the tree, so this becomes his house, his bayis. Anything that passes in this gray area becomes Tameh. So if somebody that's tar walking by, that underneath the tree becomes Tameh. Now, if it's the reverse, this character right here is a tar person, so it becomes his domain, let's say, and then Mitzayra is walking by. The Mitzayra is walking by, nothing happens to the guy under the tree because it's not the Mitzayra's domain. He's just passing by. He says, Abaya memela, the same applies to Tzaya. If Tzaya is walking by, it doesn't create a Tumah. Atomei oy metachas ilon v'atar oiver, and he's moving by Tomei, he becomes Tomei. Tar oy metachas ilon v'tomei oiver, tahar. Vim amad, and if the Mitzayra decided to take a break, it should be like exactly the same thing as the first case. Tomei, the tar guy is Tomei. V'chein be'evan amugas, Evan from a Mitzayra house has the same halacha as the Mitzayra. Same halacha applies. V'rav malach hasam bikfi usa tali milsa. When it comes to Mitzayra, and by the way, if you have a mace that's walking by, then there is tumah under the tree. If you take a dead body and move it by, this halacha only applies to Mitzayra. Because a mace doesn't have a place. You don't need bias. It's not like the halacha of a Mitzayra that the words in the parish over there tell us that he needs a house. A mace doesn't need a house. His tumah just spreads everywhere. He walks by a thing, fine.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, we're going to have to go a few minutes later. And
8 o'clock will start 8:10.
says the Gemara, over there, a person, it says, Badad Yeshiv, he sits by himself, he has a place, a moishav. At the end of the day, you don't have Gedusha, even though it passed by. The mouth of a chazer is like waste. Why? Because the chazer is always in waste. The pig just came out of the river, he's completely clean. Nevertheless, as we'll see soon, there's a concept called graf sharei. If you have a vessel that constantly contains waste, even if you clean it out really well, it's forever usher to say Kriya Shema in front of it. And this has a similar halacha. You can't get it completely clean. He has something stuck between his teeth. V'chulu. Omer Rav Yudah. Safek tzoya astura. You're looking at a piece of something. You don't know if it's chocolate, if it's tzoya, it's usher. Safek meiraglayim mutarim. And if you have a suffix on meiraglayim, whether it's apple juice or meiraglayim, mutar. Ikeda Omer Rav Yudah. Safek tzoya bebayis mutares. Depends where you find this as a Rav Yudah. If you find it in a house, it's not common to have tzoy in a house, but in the heap of trash, it's very common, and therefore it's awesome. We're going to nitty details of what tzoya is, what meraglayim is, how much, where, when, what. Mutter for Kriya Shema, it's all talking about Kriya Shema. Are you allowed to say Kriya Shema here or not? If you have something that looks like meraglayim, then even if it's in the worst place in the world where you could assume that it's really Meraglayim, you're still allowed to say Kriya Shema. The only thing that Minat Torah Meraglayim is Asur is the stream coming out of a human being. Once that stream hits the ground, it's no longer Asur Minat Torah. The Rabbi Yonason Rami Ksiv V'yod Tia L'cham Mechutz Lamachana V'yod Sasa Shama Chutz. You should go to the bathroom outside of the camp. Uchsiv V'yoset Tia L'chal Azinecha V'chisiso Es Tzeyosecha. You must cover it. So which one is it? Do you cover the tzoya or do you not cover the tzoya? Okay, tzad. Kam big doilim, kam big tanim. So big nafkemina the tanim idoraisa. Once it's on the ground, you're not mechuyev to cover it. Amak tanim layaser toyrel keneged amud bevad. And therefore what? Rabbanon the Gazrubahu, Rabbanon are the ones that made a gzeira on Ktan and Bechigazrubu Rabbanon bevadon abasfegin legaz. Rabbanon said that once it hits the ground, it's also asur, but only if I know for sure that it's meraglayim, not if I have a suffix. Ubevadon at kama. We are moving quickly because we started this year 15 minutes late at least, and it's one of the largest dapim in Shas. Omer Rav Yehuda Shmuel, Kozman shemat pichin, that there's a concept called tefeach menas latfiach, touching moist, and then your hand is so moist that it can make something else moist. That's a second level, and then there's just that it becomes moist. So, how much on the ground has to be there in order for it to be asur? Says the Gemara, calls manshim atvichim. It can make a second thing moist. He's in big trouble. But yet it's one of the shitas. Geniva says in the name of Rav, calls manshur yishumim nikar. As long as I can see the outline on the ground, it doesn't have to give us any moisture. That ktanim is also to say Kriya Shema next to. Omer Rav Yosef, Sharlei Mora. He should have forgiveness. Rav should forgive him. Legniva. He's mamish lying in the name of Rav. Hashdat tzoy Omer Rav Yud Omer Rav. Kivin shekarmu poneh mutar. We're going to see there's 3-4 shitas in excrement. Up until what point is it considered tzoya? So here's one shita that says karmu poneha, that if the tzoya is in front of me, if it becomes hard, then it's mutar meraglayim mebaya. So certainly, urine that's on the ground, that's like karmu poneha, of course it should be mutar. How could it be that if you just see a reishim, some sort of outline of ktanim is going to be asur? If a piece of tzoya is in front of you, you're asking me a question from this Rav, Smoichaha. Now, we have an issue because Rav himself, there's 2 shitas in Rav, there's 2 Talmidim that heard 2 different things. Now, this is similar to the shear of Geniva. When Geniva says the outline, and in Tzoya, that would be similar to, it's so hard that it's as hard as a piece of earthenware. That's like, 2 years old. So maybe that's similar to Roishim. What does that mean? If you could throw it and it doesn't fall apart. If it falls apart, that means it's just dust. You roll it around. All beautiful shiurim. Kedai to remember these shiurim. He saw a piece of excrement on the floor. He told me, Ayin, lift it up, give it a good examination. No, I don't know if he picked it up. Just look at it, see if it's still moist. Eloi. If we could say Kriya Shema here. Does it have cracks in it? So here we have another shear called cracks. So until now we had, it's dried up, it's a piece of cheres, and now we have cracks. Itmar, tzoik cheres, ameimar omar asura. If it's as hard as earthenware, it's also to say Kriya Shema. Umar zut roman muteres. Omar rava hilchasot tzoik cheres asura. At the end of the day, up until cheres, it's a very long shear. Everything is asur. Umeraglayim, kols manshim atpichim. It has to be so much meraglayim on the ground that if you touched it, your hand became moist, which can in return make something else moist. Meisvei. Meraglayim kols manshim atpichim asurim. No questions now. Where? Yeah. Meisvei meraglayim kols manshim atpichim asurim nivlu yavshu mutarim. If they became absorbed or dried out, they're mutar. My love. Nivlu dumya de yavshus. The Gemara wants to make a diuk here, but the diuk is not going to work because we can make 2 diukim. What's the first diuk? My love nivlu dumya de yavshus. You have to say that l'chayra, absorbed has the same halacha as dried out. Ma yavshu the ein rishum nikar, just like something that's dried out, you can't see the outline. Av nivlu the ein rishum nikar, hari shumim nikar, says the Gemara, it's meduyuk that if you could see the outline, asur avagav de'im matpichim. And this would be a question on Rava, who says that the shir is halacha ilchas tzoyik umeraglaim kol zman shematpichim. He says it has to be moist, and over here it seems like it doesn't have to be moist. Says the Gemara, well, I can make the reverse diuk, and therefore I don't have a question on Rava. V'l'tameich emareisha. Look at the ratio. Kol zman shematpichim hu da'asur. It says as long as it's moist. Hari shum nikar shari. It seems like that if it's just an outline, you're allowed to say Kriya Shema there. Elamaha like elamishma, because it's a contradictory diuk in the exact bright in the same bright. So Mela, I don't know which diuk to take. There is no diuk. You have a kli, you have a vessel that there's nothing inside of it because everything spilled out of it. Also, likra is Kriya Shema kenegdoi. The vessel is so disgusting, or whatever the word is, that it's also to say Kriya Shema next to it. They explain because there's going to be some meriglaim absorbed. They're talking about a klicheres in those days. It absorbs something. And if the meriglaim spilled, nivlu mutar, once they become absorbed in the ground, you're allowed to say Kriya Shema next to them. Loy nivlu asur. Rabbi Yossi oimer. Now, what is Rabbi Yossi adding here? Kol zman shematpichim, as long as they are moist. So now we have to understand what he adds. My nivlu, my loy nivlu. What's the Tanna Kama saying? That they're absorbed and not absorbed. They call it Tanna Kama. Ilay nivlu the ein matpichim, that they're not moist enough. Loy nivlu the matpichim. So not absorbed means that they do create moisture. Vasar Rabbi Yossi lemeimar kol zman shematpichim uda asur. So Rabbi Yossi is basically repeating word for word what the Tanna Kama says. Harishum nikashari hainu Tanna Kama. Elo, you have to say that the Tanna Kama and Rabbi Yossi are saying two different things. Otherwise, what is Rabbi Yossi adding? Elo nivlu de'im rishumim nikar. It means that they are absorbed, and you cannot tell that they're there. You can't see an outline. Loy nivlu the rishum nikar. The Tanna Kama is talking about if you could tell the outline and you can't tell an outline. But Rabbi Yossi, and he comes to be mechulak. He's adding, and he's machmer. Kol zman shematpichim u'da'asur harishum nikar shari. So memela rishumay nikar is a machlokes. Loi the kulei alma calls man shematpichim muda asur. No, at the end of the day, everybody agrees that if it creates moisture, it's still asur. Harishum nikar shari. And if you can see the outline, you can't see the outline. It's motavachi b'tefeach amnas lat piach ikka benayu. According to the Tanna Kama, you need the double tefeach amnas lat piach. Rabbi Yossi says no, even one tficha. In other words, just making your hand moist. But if I put on something else, it won't become moist. That's also to say Shema and Memela. Rabbi Yossi is one step more machmir than the Tanna Kama. Let's keep on going. Yara Litval. Whoever wants to leave now is welcome to leave. I won't be insulted, but we have to go a few more minutes in order not to really fall behind. Yara Litval Myochel Alois. Lema Tano Stomo Rabbi Eliezer. It says in the Mishnah that if a person realizes it's going to be nets and he's stuck in a mikvah, he shouldn't get dressed. He should just say Shema in the mikvah. So you see that Netzachama is the Iker Shita that you have to say Shema before Netzachama. There are people called Vasikim people, and they are Makben on Netzachama. Today the Netz is called Vasikim because of those people. So in Mela, the Mishnah is going according to those people. But the Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Vasikim or Yigoyim Netzachama, but other people, they go 3 hours into the day. So in Mela, it's not a good raya from there. And if he can't make it out of the mikvah, he should cover himself with water. What's going to be? His head is outside of the mikvah, so we'll say the water covers. Water is a covering. What about his heart? His heart and his erva are on the same domain. We're talking about dirty water, so that creates a block. The domukar smichta, it's like thick dirt. Shaloi, yes, Shema. Shaloi yira liboy ervasoy, and it's memela, that dirty, that water creates a blocking to the erva. Torah bana. Mein slulim. What if he's in very clear water? Yeshe b'hem atzavaro v'koira. He should bring it up to his neck and then he reads. V'yeshamim oichrim beragloi. He should move the water with his feet, and that'll create dirt in the water, and that'll create a hefsek. V'Tanna Kama. How come he says it's okay just to sit in the clear water? Because Savar Liba Roya Serva Mutar. There's no problem of liber rois erva according to him. We had the other day. In other words, all his body parts see erva, and his heel is not used to seeing the erva. Kosav akeva rois erva mutar itmar. Akeva rois erva mutar nageya. What if the heel touches the erva? Abaya Omar Asur. Why is it Asur? Explains Taisvis. Agzeira, if your heel is touching, your hand might touch, and that's a problem. Virava Omar Mutar, and Rav says a heel is not a problem. Razvid Masni Lo Lo Shmaitza Achi. Rav China Bereder Raviko Masni Lo Achi. So that this is until now we have Rav Zvid and now Rav China. Neged Reakol Asur. If you touch it, the heel touching the erva, according to everybody, is Asur. Roya, if the heel just sees the erva, Abaya Omar Asur, Rava Omar Mutar. Why? Malachi Ashores don't have an erva, says Rashi. Humans do. You have to give us a little consideration. It's difficult not to touch and to make sure that it doesn't see the situations that my heel is going to see the erva, and I'm not makbid. V'hilchasa negeya osur roya mutar. Should we stop here? No. Okay. We'll go weiter. Where's my thing? A few more minutes. All right, Rabbi said real quickly. What is the halacha? If you're new to the shir, please don't look. What's the halacha in this case? It's a piece of tzoya. You allowed to say Kriya Shema? Huh?
No, it's in a glass case.
It's in a glass case. Says the Gemara, Omarava, tzoya ba'ashoshis, if the tzoya, it's not really tzoya, I just did it for the picture. Tzoya ba'ashoshis, mutter likros Kriya Shema kenegdo. If it's in a glass cage, you're allowed to say Kriya Shema. Erva ba'ashoshis, but if there's a woman behind the glass, also likros Kriya Shema kenegdo, you're not allowed to say Kriya Shema. In other words, if the person's behind the window. Soya ba'ashoshis mutter likros Kriya Shema kenegdo. Why did soya bekis Italian milsa? It says in the pasuk v'chasisa tzeyasecha. You have to cover. Glass is a cover. V'ha mechasya. Erva ba'ashoshis asur. Obviously, it's asur likros Kriya Shema kenegdo v'lo yira b'cha. It's telling the re'iyah, not in covering. There's davar amachmara v'ha kamis chazya. It's interesting. I'm just thinking about Ramosha Feinstein with he says that you're allowed to have a mechitza 10 tfachim, but it's about seeing and okay, fine. Omar Abaya. Soya kol shum mevadl b'roig. I'm sure everybody talks about it. Soya kol shum mevadl b'roig. It's to your back. Soya kol shum mevadl b'roig. If you have a tiny piece of soya on the ground, let's say you have a dog and it smells real bad, you spit on it. Omar Rava u'beroik ova. But it has to be really thick spit. Omar Rava soya beguma. If the soya is inside a hole, miniach sandali oleo. Even though your entire body is directly above the soya, that's considered a good covering. The koyre Kriya Shema, allowed to say Kriya Shema. Boy mar bereder Ravina. He wasn't sure about the halacha if the tzoy is actually stuck to the bottom of your shoe. Can you say Kriya Shema? I'll just do a few more lines and zeh. All right, whoever's here, the reason why I'm late is because I had a grandson today. I became a Zaydi, so that's why we're late. Omar Rav Yehuda akum arum. What about a guy who is not clothed? Also, likros Kriya Shema kenegdo. His erva is the erva. Ma'ir akum afil Yisrael nami. Yisrael pshidalei also. Of course, a Jew. They are considered chamorim memela the basar's chamor, and a chamor is not an erva. You're allowed to say Kriya Shema in front of an erva of a chamor. Emol kachamor ba'amu. He should be like a chamor. Kamash malon. Diinu nami yikru erva. Dichsiv. It says by Noach. Ve'erva saviyim. Noach wasn't Jewish, yet it calls Noach's erva and erva. Memela leiro. You see that you're not allowed to say Kriya Shema in front of an erva of a goy. Have a wonderful day. Shalom Zachar Friday night at my house.